Welcome back. Today, Apple has just released a new tvOS 27 beta update, and if we go into our settings and go into the system just to see this new software update that's been released, you can see under the software update page, when we check for an update, it's available and it says this is tvOS 27.0 with that build number that's available. Now, yes, on the Apple TV, I do have the ability to actually download and install this update like it's always been. But starting with the other updates that Apple released today, there's a change for the Apple TV and HomePod, because when we go into, for example, my Mac on the home screen, here I have a pop-up that shows updates available, and it says an update is available for living room Apple TV 4K. So it tells you the location as well as the gen, and I have the ability to view the details right here. And in this section, it shows me which device specifically has the update. So if I want, I can update my Apple TV from this section right here, or if I want, I can do it on the Mac. But it actually doesn't end there, because on my iPhone as well, which is running iOS 27 beta, if I go to the home app, just like this, you can see the same pop-up is available. Now, if you don't see this pop-up on your iPhone or Mac home app section, you can actually go to your devices just like this, and then go to where it says home settings. Under this section, you see there's a tab for software updates. If I click there, you can see I have the ability to update my Apple TV, and it's pretty much the same as what we saw on the Mac and on the Apple TV. So just to keep things standard and rolling quick, I'm just now going to update my Apple TV using the Apple TV itself. So I'll download and install, and then we'll look at some of the minor changes that this update has introduced. When I go to the home app on the iPhone or on the Mac, you can see it showing a progress bar that's going to complete. And yeah, I have an idea of how much time is left, and this is on the iPhone. But then also when we go to the Mac, for example, you can see there's a progress bar that's showing right there, and it started all the way from here. And once it does a complete revolution or 360, then the update will be complete. Jumping back to the Apple TV, it shows that this update is preparing. So the progress bar that you see encompasses both the download, the preparation, and also the installation. Just like that, the device has now been updated. If we check for the software update, you can see right here it is up to date. And just to show you how this looks when you go into the home app settings on macOS or iOS, you can see here you have to go to the software update screen, and it's gonna say this home and all accessories are up to date, and you can see recently which ones have been updated. So that's pretty much it. Now, when it comes to some of the changes that are here with tvOS 27, the first one that I have to mention within the home app, if you are adding new devices to your Apple TV, there's now an improvement for HomeKit that has been added that allows you to view high-end preview and video quality on your Apple TV, since it now supports 4K cameras. So you'll be able to add those on your Mac or iPhone, and then you'll see them on the Apple TV as well. Unfortunately, in the what's new section for the Apple TV, Apple hasn't actually updated this screen that's currently there with the tvOS 26 update. I believe it's tvOS 26.5. So this is what it still shows: Genius Browse and iTunes and Apple TV library being moved. So that's what it shows right there. But then there's another change that's been brought over thanks to tvOS 27. When you go into your settings and then you go to where it says apps and music, under this section there's a audio quality tab. If you go in there, under this section you can see there's a high-res lossless 24-bit support that's now here on the Apple TV, giving you better audio quality. When it comes to tvOS 27, unfortunately the supported device list has changed compared to tvOS 26. So tvOS 27 has dropped support for two Apple TV devices, and those are the Apple TV HD and the Apple TV 4K first gen. So if you are on those two devices, you won't be able to get tvOS 27 when it's out officially. Since it's now in developer beta, the public beta testing phase will be released or will be available in July, and then it will officially be released to the public closer to the release of the iPhone 18 devices. From the looks of it, the main reason why Apple released this update is just to fix some of the issues that users were experiencing. So you can see when I jump into different apps, some that I'm opening for the first time, they're just loading up right here, and I have the ability to jump back and forth between different apps. If I go to the App Store, just launching it for the first time, you can see it opens pretty good. I'm pretty impressed by the stability of tvOS 27 overall, whether it's Apple default apps or even third-party apps. I haven't had an app crash yet. So Zoom works good. My TSN, which I've been using to catch up on World Cup games, works good. Disney Plus and Netflix are all amazingly functional. One of the Apple apps that has been updated and received an overhaul to make things more simpler to be able to navigate and move around is the podcast app. So when you open it, for example, you can see it gives you the ability to switch profiles right in the podcast app, which is functional. And then there's a tab that shows you your favorite podcast right there at the homepage, where you have the ability to play it right there, or if you have others that you listen to, then you can continue in the playing section. So you can go down and see what other tabs are there, but it's made it more practical and easier to be able to find your favorite podcast. And in this section as well, if a podcast has video and audio, you see a little video tab besides the podcast, like this one that you see about health and fitness or video games. You can see all these have audio and video, which means you can listen and view as well at the same time. And it also gives you the ability to jump into channels, which takes you into the Apple Music channels for the podcasts. In settings, under the general tab, if you go to AppleCare and warranty info right here, you can see there's information about coverage to tell you whether you have coverage, and there's all these learn more sections that you can pretty much jump into from your Apple TV, which is good. Overall, it seems to be more responsive. It doesn't have the newly updated Siri. It's more responsive. It's more like a stability update instead of one that focuses on like liquid glass changes, since it looks pretty similar, and just focusing on making things work and not more fancy, which is something that's sometimes needed. If you access the control center more often, you can see the animation of it is much faster. It's loads in really good. I can switch off the Apple TV right here, and then if I just turn it on, I just press the on key right now, and it took about 5 to 8 seconds for things to load up, and you can see I'm able to access the control center quickly. I'm able to just jump in and switch profiles right there, which is good, something that's welcome. And then also when it comes to some of the settings that have been added as part of the tvOS 27 update, in the accessibility section, when you go to display right there, there's text size that's here. So here you have the ability to dynamically adjust your system-wide text, and you can see this is the largest you can go. This is about midway, and this is the default that's there when you coming from tvOS 26 to tvOS 27. If you do AirPlay or casting or mirroring to your Apple TV, this tvOS 27 update alongside its iOS counterpart will make those function more faster. So that's pretty much it when it comes to this update. If you like the video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.